There is a lot happening right now that could affect your finances, from veterans benefits to student loans, seniors programs, and more. I found new guaranteed income programs that can pay over $700 a month, new housing assistance programs that can provide over $100,000 to those who qualify, and more. So let's break down all the key news that you need to know, and be sure to stick around because you might find some programs that you didn't even know you were eligible for. So let's start with some good news. Veterans who were worried about their October disability payments can thankfully breathe a little easier now. There were some headlines flying around about the VA facing a funding shortfall, and many sources were claiming that veterans benefits wouldn't actually get paid out on the first like they're supposed to be. But thankfully, Congress stepped in with a new funding bill that's going to add an extra $3 billion to keep those payments on track. Plus, they've also asked the VA to give a full report on why this shortfall happened in the first place. So if you are a veteran, just please rest assured that your benefits are coming in October like they are supposed to be. So that's some good news. Now we're going to move on to some less good news. Student loan borrowers are facing more delays and uncertainty with what's going on with those programs. If you're on the SAVE plan or any other income-driven repayment plan, you've probably heard about the ongoing legal battles here. There are currently 2 separate court cases that could affect your loan forgiveness options. One case, is holding up the new student loan forgiveness plans. The judge just extended the pause on those for another 2 weeks while they're considering whether to dismiss the lawsuit or block the program entirely. They've got a lot of conflicting things to work through there. Meanwhile, the SAVE plan is also in legal limbo, and there's an important hearing coming up on October 24th. What's worrying to me is that Forbes is now reporting that these decisions might affect other long-standing income-driven repayment plans like ICR, Pay, and Repay, plans that millions of borrowers have relied on for years without a problem. So, no matter the outcome of this current set of cases, it looks like both of them will end up heading to the Supreme Court, no matter what the outcome is. So we're likely in for a long ride with no clear answers anytime soon. But remember, you can always call our sponsor, CareConnect USA's Student Aid Relief Line at 888-201-0431 to explore your options in the meantime. Now, while student loan borrowers are facing delays, there is some interesting news for seniors, and I'm really curious to hear what you have to say about this, because the Labor Department has set aside $203 million in grants for job training and career services aimed at helping low-income seniors who are 55 years old and older get back into the workforce. Now, I know this is not for everyone, but for those of you who are interested, this could be an opportunity to get some extra support. And I know there's probably going to be some seriously mixed feelings on this, so I am curious about what you think. Would you be open to going back to work if the right support was there, or would you prefer us to focus on finding other forms of relief for you? Let me know in the comments, because I do want to make sure that we're tailoring these videos to your needs. So, of course, speaking of other forms of support, let's dive into those guaranteed income programs I mentioned earlier. So if you haven't heard of these before, guaranteed income programs provide direct, no strings attached payments to help people cover their basic needs. These programs are designed to provide financial stability, especially for those in low-income households, and they've been gaining momentum in a lot of different cities across the United States lately. It's a really interesting and innovative way to fight poverty and income inequality, I think. We've seen these pop up everywhere. And now there's another one starting in Sacramento County, California. This is the Family First Economic Support Pilot, and this program is offering $725 a month to qualifying families, and applications are opening soon. This program helps low-income families with qualifying children. Your income must be at or below 200% of the federal poverty level for your household size in order to qualify. You also need to have at least one child in your household who qualifies. And this is where it gets complicated because your child must be under 6 years old and either Black or African American, American Indian, or an Alaskan Native. They also have to live with you at least half the time. And of course, you also have to live in Sacramento County as well. Now, if that describes your family, head over to ffesp.org and bookmark that page, because applications are going to open on September 30th for that program. Around 200 families will be selected to receive that $725 a month, so you don't want to miss out on that. Now, of course, we need to go back to Harris County, Texas, because the battle over the guaranteed income program there is still raging on. The county is really determined to get those checks sent out, but it's been a bumpy road due to legal challenges, and we've talked about that before. So the original Uplift Harris program was blocked, but the county went in, revised the program, and launched a new version that they called Uplift Harris 2. This program would offer the same $500 a month payment, but with some extra strings attached to hopefully get it through the courts. The money would be sent on county-issued debit cards, and the money could only be used for specific categories like food, housing, and medical expenses. However, this new version is also facing legal challenges from the Attorney General, and its future will probably be decided in court. The county attorney has promised that they won't back down, so we're just going to have to wait and see how that plays out. And that's really hard for those families that were already promised that relief and then didn't get it. So out in Loudoun County, Virginia, the county commissioners recently voted to scrap their plans for their guaranteed income program, which they've been debating for months now. That's also really disappointing news for those who were counting on that support too. And I know a lot of you out there were hoping for that relief, and it's frustrating when you get strung along that way, but please don't lose hope. There are still other programs out there that may be able to help you. In fact, we do have some good news for Loudoun County residents when we get into the housing programs section of this video, because I have a ton of information for you in my notes today. But before we get into housing stuff, I just want to highlight a few class action settlements that are currently open that could help put some money in your pocket. So if you think you might qualify for any of these, please make sure to get those claims in right away, because some of these payouts can actually be really substantial. So this first one might not apply to a lot of people, but for anyone that is eligible, it could make a huge difference. So I wanted to include this anyway because the payout is very substantial. So if the NYPD made you remove your religious head covering for a mugshot anytime between March 16th, 2014 and August 23rd, 2021, then you might be eligible for this settlement. The payout is expected to be at least $7,824 per incident, which could provide some substantial relief. So if this affects you or someone that you know, please make sure to file your claim by September 26th, 2024, and you can file that claim at headcoveringcase.com. Now, this next one is something that I know a lot more of you may have experienced because it's been a big problem for a long time. So scammers have been targeting people for years by tricking them into giving away App Store or iTunes gift card codes. And if this happened to you anytime between January of 2015 and July of 2020, you might be eligible for compensation. The amount varies, but you may be able to get back the full value of the gift cards that you lost. You need to make sure that you file your claim by October 15th, 2024 at giftcardscamsettlement.com. And I'd love to know in the comments if you or anyone you know has been affected by one of these gift card scams, because I know it's way more common than most people think. And I would love to know how you handled that. If you were affected. So next, if you purchased certain products from the Dr. Dennis Gross C+ Collagen Skincare line between March 10th, 2016 and June 28th, 2024, you could get between $50 and $500 back. It looks like you can claim up to $100 back even if you don't have those receipts anymore. You just need to file your claim by September 27th, 2024 to be eligible. You can file that online at cpluscollagenlawsuit.com. Okay, so now we're going to move on to some programs that can help people who are struggling to cover basic needs like groceries. I know groceries are just out of control expensive lately. So this first one is my favorite. It's really interesting to me. I haven't seen something like this before. So Montgomery County, Maryland has teamed up with Instacart for a new initiative called MC Groceries. And this program is going to provide nearly 600 families with up to $400 a month in Instacart credits that they can spend on groceries. So through this partnership, every family will get $100 per child under 18 with a maximum of $400 per family. And these payments are going to continue for an entire year And this is for those, obviously the 600 families that are selected. But that's up to $4,800 in free groceries over the next year. And it's a great way to ease the burden of grocery bills. And what I really love about this is we hear so much from families and from people who don't qualify for SNAP but still need help. And that's who this program is for. So to be eligible, you have to live in Montgomery County, Maryland, and you have to have a household income that is at or below 400% of the federal poverty level, and you cannot be receiving SNAP, and you have to have at least one child under 18. Now, that's the good news. The bad news is that this program is currently being run on an invitation-only basis, so your child has to already be working with DHHS and get invited to be able to get that relief. That being said, I'm really excited to see local governments stepping up to help people who typically don't qualify for benefits, because there's a massive gap there. That's why I wanted you to know about this. I was also curious to know what you think about the fact that the partnership is with Instacart, because I've heard a lot of things about Instacart in the comments on our videos. So do you think this is the best setup for a program like this, or would you prefer it to be set up a different way? I would really be interested in knowing what you think about that. Hold on one moment. Okay, so for now, let's dive into some more food-related news. Whether it's accessing affordable meals, pet food, or stretching your SNAP benefits, there are all sorts of important programs and deadlines coming up in the next few weeks that could make a big difference for you. So we have a lot of very specific news today, and I hope you'll stay tuned because there's a lot here that's going to be really helpful. So starting with Florida, seniors can apply for the Commodity Supplemental Food Program until September 30th. This program provides shelf-stable, high-quality food at no cost, and it's available to anyone 60 or older who meets the income guidelines. Seniors in Alachua, Flagler, Marion, or Union counties can apply online through FarmShare. If this is something you qualify for, please do not miss that deadline. Next up, Pennsylvania seniors have another deadline coming up soon that you're not going to want to miss. If you haven't claimed your Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program checks yet for this year, you have until September 30th to do so. This program offers $50 checks that can be spent at farmers markets, and they're good until November 30th, so they could even help you with your Thanksgiving groceries. Seniors can apply by contacting their local senior center or area agency on aging, and according to local news, there are still checks available in areas like Berks County, so please don't miss this. Speaking of not missing things, in Oregon, families who did not receive summer EBT benefits but were eligible can still apply for those benefits until September 30th. If you qualify, you could get $120 per child on an EBT card to help cover food costs. Please make sure to head over to Oregon.gov and apply for that before the deadline. Seniors in Nauvoo, Illinois might also, I said that wrong, didn't I? Want to check out a new Meals on Wheels partnership through the Riverside and Trading Post. They're offering meals for $3 or less, and some meals will even be free. The program is currently looking for volunteer delivery drivers, and there's a meet and greet event at the Trading Post on September 24th at 11 a.m. to introduce the service to the community, so make sure you check that out. Now, for Maine seniors who might need help with pet food, there's a great program run by the Eastern Area Agency on Aging called the Furry Friends Food Bank. This program is especially helpful for seniors who are struggling to afford both their own food and food for their pets. So if you or someone you know is in that position in that area, please go check that out. And finally, there is a little bit of bad news. I hate bad news. In West Virginia, the SNAP Stretch program, which helps low-income shoppers get more value for their money, is temporarily on pause due to a lack of funding. This program lets SNAP recipients double their money when they shop at participating markets. It's another one of those double-up programs that you guys know I love to talk about. But unfortunately, they've run out of funds, and so now they're searching for new opportunities so that they can reopen. I'm pretty sure the last time they ran out of funds, they were only paused for 3 months, I think. But we'll keep an eye on that, and I'll provide you an update as soon as I know that it's back up and running. You can also check in with them directly because it's a great program, and we love to support that. So with all of these food-related programs, I am curious to know your thoughts. Have you used any of these resources that we talk about on this channel? Are there similar programs in your area that I missed that have helped you out? If you can leave that information in the comments, especially if you have tips for other people who are looking for food assistance, I always love to see that because that's what we're all about here, is helping each other out. So Okay, now we're going to talk about some free stuff. I know we all love that. So from diapers to driver's ed, there are some incredible programs out there right now that can help low-income families and individuals who need a little extra support. So first up, I am so bad at these words. If you're in Coconino County, Arizona, hopefully I said that right, free diapers are available from the Health and Human Services Office while supplies last. They've got both children's and adult sizes available. So if you or someone in your household needs them, this is a great opportunity to get them. To qualify, your household income must be at or below 200% of the federal poverty level, and you can find pickup locations on the county's social services page. So, okay, next, families in Maine need to know that the Maine Children's Home has started accepting applications for their Christmas and Winter Essentials programs, and they've expanded their eligibility to help children up to the age of 17. So if you are selected for this, you will need to pick up the items in Waterville. I believe they accept applications from all over the state, but you do have to be able to pick those items up, so just bear that in mind. Applications are now open on their website, so you can head over to mainechildren'shome.org to start your application. And actually, this is an important insight for everyone here, regardless of where you live, because every year we hear from thousands of people who are heartbroken that they missed the deadline for the Christmas programs in their area. Many of those programs start enrolling people very early in early October or even late September, so you need to know these deadlines. Go to lowincomerelief.com/Christmas for a list of all the programs that we found in your area so that you do not miss out. Okay, but I guess that's a conversation for a later date. We usually do a dedicated video on that. So let's get back to this week's news. So here's one for anyone with medical debt, and I'm super excited about this. Atrium Health in, I think it's North Carolina, is that right? Has announced that they are canceling all existing judgments and liens against patients with unpaid medical bills. This affects about 11,500 liens, some of which have been around for 20 years. In addition to this, Atrium has expanded their charity care program to include families earning up to 300% of the federal poverty level. So if you're struggling with medical bills, this could bring some major relief. And for those of you in Wisconsin, if you have a teenager who qualifies for free or reduced price student meals, they may be eligible for free driver's ed. This is a fantastic opportunity to help your teen get behind the wheel without the extra cost. You can apply through the Wisconsin Department of Transportation, which is just awesome. Okay. So I know that was a lot of free stuff and resources. So if any of these programs could help you or someone you know, please make sure to check them out and share this video. And if you've had success with similar programs, or if you know of any free resources out there that we missed, please let us know that as well. Definitely love to see you guys helping each other in the comments. That always brings me so much joy. Okay, so with that in mind, we are going to shift into the housing news section of this video. And I know we're already running a little bit over our usual time today, but I do just have a lot of resources for you. So first up, we're seeing a lot more communities across the country converting old hotels into shelters for the homeless. It's a trend that is picking up speed as cities try to find more cost-effective ways to provide housing for people in need. Because let's be honest, housing is ridiculous right now. It is really, really unaffordable. So hotels, especially older ones that are sitting empty or underused, are frequently being repurposed to create emergency and long-term housing solutions. This week, I saw headlines from all across the United States with hotels in different cities that are undergoing these conversions. From Miami, Florida to Kalamazoo, Michigan, it seems like this is the future of homeless shelters. But sometimes I notice they can be really pricey to renovate. So it's definitely an interesting way to address the housing crisis. And I'm curious to know what you think, because when I first heard about this, I thought it was brilliant. But then I've heard from some people who have lived in these renovated hotels, and they didn't actually have all of the appliances and amenities that an actual apartment would. And so now I'm not sure how I feel about that. And I would love to know your insight if you have any experience or thoughts on that. Another trend that we're seeing is communities offering grants or low-interest loans to homeowners so that they can build ADUs, those are accessory dwelling units or smaller homes, on their properties. So ADUs, like I said, they're smaller, they're independent housing units built on the same lot as an existing home, and they've become a really popular way to help ease the affordable housing shortage. In places like Long Beach, California right now, homeowners can get up to $250,000 in low interest loans to build ADUs, but on one condition. They have to rent them out to low income families for several years in order to get the benefits of that low interest loan. This is the Backyard Builders Program, and homeowners have until November 30th to apply for it, and they're hoping that this is going to substantially boost the availability of affordable housing in that area. And California is not the only one doing it either. Out in Westchester, New York, homeowners can get $125,000 to help them build an ADU on their property. And that ADU could be a standalone home, a basement apartment, a garage conversion. They're just looking for 64 low-income homeowners who want to do this. But you'll need to apply on the New York Plus One ADU program website. Now, what I really love about this solution, especially the one in New York that's targeting low-income homeowners for this offer, is you're going to be creating affordable housing for people, but you're also adding value to the property that a low-income homeowner has. So it seems like it's going to benefit everybody involved, and I love that. One of the things I also noticed this week is that even Habitat for Humanity is changing their approach to how they help with the housing crisis. This organization recently broke ground on their largest ever housing project. It's a new condominium community in the Seattle area with 58 units. Applications for this project aren't expected to open until fall of 2025, and the completion date is set for early 2026. But this is a huge step forward in providing affordable housing to those who need it. And it's not just happening in Seattle either. Habitat has been scaling up their operations all over the country, with a 56-unit building project in the Bronx and another 40-home development in Miller's Creek near Burien, Washington. They used to focus just on single-family homes, but as the need for affordable housing continues to grow, they're shifting more toward these multi-family homes so that they can more quickly help meet that demand. It's really inspiring to see how these organizations work together to help tackle that housing crisis. And I'll keep you updated when I notice that those applications open, but you can also just follow up with your local Habitat for Humanity directly to see if there are any opportunities available in your area. Okay, still not done. We do have additional housing news from around the country today too, and there are several programs and updates coming up that could really help. So we're just going to get right into that list, and it is a long one. So first, in Indianapolis, there is a great opportunity for families who are looking to buy a home. A local nonprofit is selecting 4 families to receive up to $100,000 toward the purchase of their home. This program is called the Homebuyer Choice Program Pilot, and it's available to households that are earning less than 60% of the area median income. You'll need to apply by September 30th through the Indianapolis Community Land Trust. So if you qualify, please make sure that you follow up with that application. In Loudoun County, Virginia, they've also made some updates to their home ownership assistance program. The county is now offering fully forgivable loans of up to $70,000 to help first-time homebuyers. This program is available to those who earn between 30 and 70% of the area median income. So if you're looking to buy a home in Loudoun County, please check out their website for more information on how you can take advantage of that offer. So next, in Nashville, Tennessee, applications are open for a low-income housing program for seniors. If you're at least 62 years old, you can apply for the Elderly Housing Voucher waitlist, but you need to make sure that you get your application in before 3 p.m. on September 26th. To qualify, either you or your spouse must have, that was not correct. Okay, either you or your spouse has to be at least 62 years old. Okay. Got it. And you have to have an adjusted income that is at or below 50% of the area median income. Now, if this sounds like something that could help you, you can head over to the Nashville MDHA website to apply for that. Over in DeKalb County, Georgia, they've just broken ground on a new senior housing project that will bring 125 affordable apartments to that area. The apartments will have 1 or 2 bedrooms, and they'll be available to seniors who earn 60% or less of the area median income. I love seeing more affordable housing being built because we need it very badly. In Harris County, Texas, there is also some more good news. They've broken ground on 2 new affordable housing communities there. One is aimed at seniors. They'll have 98 one-bedroom apartments available in that complex. And the other is for families, and they're going to have 120 apartments available in that one. But again, more housing is always a great choice. Now, out in California, a new law has been passed that aims to protect the supply of affordable housing in the state. Assembly Bill 2926 expands the definition of assisted housing developments and requires property owners to give more notice about potential contract changes. And it also modifies the sales process for low-income properties in a way that's intended to prioritize buyers who will keep the property affordable for low-income renters instead of transforming it into more expensive housing. So this could make a big difference in preserving affordable housing, especially in high-demand areas where that's often converted to something other than affordable housing. A lot of areas are starting to get more creative about how they support low-income renters and promote low-income housing. So in Dubuque County, Iowa, there's talk about reducing the amount that they provide for low-income burial assistance. The current amount for that is $3,300, but they're looking at reducing that to $1,500 so that they can free up more funds for rent and utility assistance instead. One of the people involved in that, I guess, was commenting on the fact that they offer more help for people who are not alive than those who are alive, so they're reevaluating that. Another creative approach that's being tried is in, I'm sorry about my pronunciation, guys, Volusia County, Florida, if anybody wants to correct me on that. Landlords who have properties there that were impacted by Hurricane Ian can receive up to $50,000 per unit to help with the repairs. The catch is that they must agree to rent the repaired property for low-income renters for the next 20 years. The program is part of the Transform 386 initiative, and the hope is that it will create more affordable housing options while helping properties recover from storm damage as well. Interested landlords need to apply for that program right away, though. And of course, we found some other homeowner assistance programs that are specifically targeting repairs as well. So if you need help with home repair in other areas, this section is for you. So in Cottonwood, Arizona, homeowners can apply for the Home Repair Program, which provides funds to fix health, safety, or code issues in their homes. To qualify, you must live in the residence year-round, have lived there for at least 12 months, and be current on your housing expenses, including property taxes. Now, if that sounds like you can apply through the Northern Arizona Council of Governments, and I would suggest that you apply for that right away. In Michigan's St. Joseph County, low-income homeowners can get up to $40,000 for home improvements through the Emergency Repair Program. You can receive up to $2,500 as a grant, which doesn't need to be repaid. But if you need more help than that, you can access up to $40,000 as a zero-interest loan that would only need to be repaid when the property changes title. So for more information about that, you can reach out to the County Finance Office at 269-467-5631. Now, if you're a homeowner in New York who was affected by Tropical Storm Deb in August, you might be eligible for repair grants through the Home and Community Renewal Program. This program offers up to $50,000 for home repairs, but to qualify, your household income must be 150% or less of the area median income. The deadline to apply for that is October 7th, so if you qualify, be sure to submit your application before that date. And in New Mexico, the Home Electronification and Appliance Rebate Program is now open for applications as well. This program offers up to $14,000 in rebates and coupons to help low-income households buy energy-efficient products. To qualify, your household income must be no more than 80% of the area median income. You can check your eligibility and browse the available products that you can use with that offer on the ECAM website. And we've also found some additional relief for utility payments in Nevada. Nevada Energy has opened up applications for their expanded solar access program. Now, this program offers eligible customers a chance to save up to 13% on their utility bills by guaranteeing a lower energy rate than the standard one. To qualify, your household income must be 80% or less of the area median income. If you're interested, head over to the Nevada Energy website and get your application in by October 31st so that you don't miss out on that. Now, I know we've covered a lot today, and I promise we are almost done. I just have a few more updates to go. But before I finish up, I would really appreciate your feedback. Do you prefer these longer videos where we go in depth, or would you rather have shorter, quicker updates? I've noticed that a lot of people have moved away from using the website, and they're relying more on the information that we provide here on YouTube. So I just kind of want to know how you would like me to approach this going forward. And remember, if you ever need to go back and check out any of the resources that we've talked about, either today in this video or in other videos, you can always find everything in an easily skimmable article format over on our website at lowincomerelief.com. For these big news recaps, you'll find that at lowincomerelief.com/news. Now, before we wrap up, I've got a couple of important Medicaid updates that could be a big help for those in need of healthcare support. So first, in Kentucky, they're expanding Medicaid coverage to help people who are nearing release from prison or juvenile detention. This new reentry program aims to provide substance use treatment and other supportive services for inmates within 60 days of their release. The goal is to reduce recidivism rates by making sure that people have the healthcare and treatment they need as they transition back into the community. Now, in Massachusetts, a new state law is bringing improvements to the Mass Health program, which will benefit low-income individuals across the state. And there was several changes that were made here. The law reinstated pooled trusts and limits on Mass Health's ability to seek repayment from estates. Plus, it's also focused on improving the overall quality of your care, making sure that people can access the support they need without worrying about losing their assets and so on. Now, I had somebody question me about why I shift so much in these videos, and that's partially a healthcare thing, and it's also partially just the pain that I'm in as a result of some of the conditions that I have. So anyway, in case you were wondering, that's why I move in my videos. All right, so also in Illinois, this is Medicaid specific, but a new state law will allow patients to visit their dentists and physical therapists virtually under certain conditions. Now, you obviously can't get your teeth cleaned through telehealth. That's not going to work. But this could make it easier to get diagnosed and create a treatment plan without needing to go to the office. So just a few more random updates before we wrap up here. In Massachusetts, low-income individuals can now rent e-bikes for just $1 a day in certain areas, thanks to a new program from Metro Mobility. The hope is that this will help people with transportation challenges get to work, access food, and even take up delivery jobs. It's a great initiative that makes transportation more affordable. And finally, schools in Goffstown and New Boston, I believe this is out in New Hampshire, have stopped taking legal action over unpaid school lunch debt. Instead of pursuing families in small claims court, they addressed the debt through a community fundraiser and by enrolling more families in the free and reduced price school lunch program that they were eligible for. Sorry, I get a little bit feisty on this because I did another video not too long ago on our secondary channel about how a lot of schools were calling CPS on families over unpaid lunch debt. And there was a lot of very bad consequences happening to these low-income families who... Anyway, you can find that video on our other channel, which is called Fast Facts by Low Income Relief. There is a lot to unpack on that topic, and I have already taken too much of your time today. So I will see you